Hello, how you doing?
Hello, is this Dazzle?
Yeah, it's Dazzle.
Yes, how you doing? I want to know if I can book a reading or if you're available for a reading.
Yes, always. What's on your mind?
Okay, so I think my baby father's sleeping with the girl next door.
What?
And yes, because she always looking at me funny. She never really speak. But every time I'm with him, it's like she speak and be giggly, like doing this like a side eye thing. I think it's like a woman's intuition thing. He say I'm tripping, but I know I'm not. He don't do nothing for me, nothing for my kids. And the other day, I found like a Gucci receipt in his armrest, and just coincidentally, she had like some
Alright, we're
Gucci
gonna
shoes.
figure it Hello. Hello, everybody. It's your girl Dazzle, and I am back with a new season of Black Tea Sector Tarot News. Okay, so I wanted to do something different, and because I am a tarot reader that do frequent the Black Tea Sector, I thought it'd be cool to like do some readings, right, and make a whole season out of it. I used to do them for like different content creators, but I think this one will be more polished, and this is like a soft run to see if it's, see if y'all like it or not. So just let me know in the comment section if you guys liked it. Whoever comes in and sees it. Whoever doesn't. Whatever. Just tell me if you like it and if it's something that y'all want me to keep doing. But anywho, for those who do not know me, my name is DAZZLE.tarot. I am an intuitive tarot reader and a tarot advisor. Okay, so please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload, when I go live. And if you would like to book a private reading, all you have to do is go into the description box. Everything is down there. Okay, so let me show y'all me. Hello. But look, so it won't be nothing. When I'm doing these readings, I'm not going to do anything. Hopefully, nothing personal comes up, right? Because I don't want to offend anybody, right? So when I do them, it's just going to be really just based on what they got going on in the Black Tea Sector. Okay, so mind you, I'm eating as well. Just to tell you what I'm eating, I have fried some potatoes and onions, and I put steak in it. And then what else I did? I put some verde sauce, some taco sauce, some pico de gallo, and some sour cream and some cheese. So I made like a fully loaded, like, I don't know, burrito bowl or something. So do not mind me. And also, I got the Turkey Hill iced tea lemonade. All right. And yes, it's mine. It's my personal one. So I get to drink out the jug. And we can start. Hold on, wait, y'all. Hold on, wait. Now we can start. All right, so let's get into some things. That was so ghetto, y'all. My bad. Let's get into some things. So we're going to start with Miss Ketty, a.k.a. Cat Medusa. Okay, so she's been in the Black Tea Sector for a while. She came from the Jaguar Right Sector, and she initially was cool with Jaguar. She had the falling out, and then before then, she had Get It Off Your Chest Mondays, which was so freaking lit, okay? Now, mind you, before I even get to that, I think y'all need to know what the Black Tea Sector is. So, you have different sectors on YouTube that that made their own little community off of certain said topics and things like that. So you have the church sector, you have the MUA sector. You have a sector on YouTube that's based on wrestling, a sector on YouTube that's based on the Real Housewives, different things like that, right? You have a Meghan Markle and everything dealing with the British royal sector. You got different sectors. You got a beef sector, the black beef sector, when they literally beef all the time and they just curse each other out and stuff like that, right? And you have the black tea sector. Now, the black tea sector is like the beef sector. It really is. It's just that it's, well, no, it's still the same thing to me. It's really just the same thing. It's like sisters. Like, they parallel each other a lot. The same things that go on in the black tea sector goes on in the beef sector. Okay. And you had the Jaguar right sector, right? So, and that was the same thing that was going on with the beef sector, right? It's all messy, right? But for people like me, it's like a guilty pleasure, you know. And I like all the YouTubers, the content creators, okay? So let's get back to Miss Cat Medusa that was on my channel before, y'all. So look, she been going through some hate, okay? Like, she been having a hard time. She been falling out with people on YouTube, man, getting into it, you know, beefing, right? And people been coming for her. And I just want to know, will she prevail from the catty hate train? Because obviously there's a hate train. So I want to know about these haters, right? And we're going to start with the haters exposed. And they're saying that it's all her fault. But I'm like, I don't know. It seems like every time I look up, somebody be hating Miss Cat Medusa. I like Miss Cat Medusa. Okay. They be calling her Fat Cat, Kitty. What else? Sean Davy Wade was like, meow, 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 meow. And I'm like, what? Like, y'all is cutting up for no reason. Like, why is they coming for Miss Catty like that? So how do her haters feel about her? What is going on? What's the energy of her haters? 1, 2, 3. Mars retrograde. Impulsive rage of anger, hostility, major blowouts, fights, and violence. That sounds like some stuff from the beef sector or black tea sector. Okay, so basically, you know what? People go online to let off steam too. But obviously, a lot of it's this blowouts and fights. It's right there. Shit get misconstrued. People on the edge. People on their little down the East Side Boy shit. Bone crusher shit. All types of stuff. That's the energy that they got going on towards Caddy. What else you got? They secretly keep tabs on your every move. She's getting stalked. She's getting stalked. Like cyber stalked in some type of way. Right? And this one flew out. Yeah. I think Miss Caddy might need like some type of spiritual protection because they're stalking her because they want to start shit with her. And a lot of times it's people that she used to be cool with. Right? This is on the back of the deck energies. Like a scorned love. People that she used to be cool with. And they are trying to turn others against her. That's crazy. So that's how her haters feel. But what can she do? Is it going to last? Because trouble can't last always. So let's see. Let me use it the Mystic Mondays tarot deck. Like, these people really be online gang banging and mad. Like, they be real, like, they be dead serious. And it's borderline stalkerish. I should keep these out because it's borderline stalkerish. Was it at the bottom? Let me see. Borderline stalkerish. Keep these out real quick. It's giving hateful stalking vibes. Let's see. Well, she prevailed through this, though. Or maybe it's just a section of the Black Tea sector that she's in. She might really, because you have the bigger stars in the Black Tea sector, like the Armands and stuff like that, right? Like the Storm, Monroe's, Conscious TV, and then you got the lower stars. Now, the lower content creators, or the ones with the lower numbers, they do a lot of doxing. They do a lot of bidding for other people. They do a lot of pretty much infighting. Let me see. Let's see. Is Caddy going to prevail? The Hermit in the reverse, the Fool, and the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so the Hermit is in the reverse in the Fool card. Okay, so this is her getting out of isolation, taking a new beginning, taking a risk, but she has this imbalance, right? Now, I know that Caddy, she works a lot, right? So she can't be around a lot, but she hear a lot. So I'm pretty sure she still hears stuff, while she's at work or whatever, and people call her and this, that, and the third. But the Two of Pentacles that's in the reverse, that's an imbalance, right? So she's always going to have that imbalance of people who want to direct their rage and anger towards her. And she's always going to have eyes watching her. And in her section, the fallouts turn into petty drama. And it turns into stalking-ish behavior. I want to watch everything she says, what channel she's on, this, that, and the third. And then they gang stalk you because they have subscribers who watch you and go back to them and tell them what you said. Yeah. And not only that, she had an impersonator that was out there impersonating her. So it's a weird obsession going on, but she's always going to have that imbalance in this section of YouTube, unfortunately. So, but I love Caddy, and I'm pretty sure she'll be all right. She can navigate. But then let's talk about official campaign. See, I'm just doing this real quick just to see if y'all like it, okay? Because this is going to be the calm and cool and collective run through, dry run, just to see if y'all like what's going on, right? So then we're going to talk about official campaign, right? So official campaign, he has multiple channels, and what I know about him is that he wants to branch out. He wants to do different things. I know it's like he was on a reality show online, and I think it was like Chase Atlanta or something like that, but it was online, right? So he has that going on. He has this Lituation network that's doing different things, that's doing different creative ventures. And what I kind of want to know is what's coming up for his creative ventures. Are they going to really lift off? Are they going to get really popular? Are people going to make reviews about it and things like that when they finally take off? Because they're really doing projects. They're really doing series and stuff like that. I think, what is it, reality TV or something like that? No, it's not. It's like a series. I think it's scripted. But let's see. What's coming up for this campaign with his creative ventures? And I'm proud of him too because he works hard. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That's not bad. All right. So the back of the deck energy is the Two of Wands, right? Okay, so he's been planning and he's looking ahead and he's waiting on his ships to come in. He's waiting on their return. You know what I'm saying? He's done the job, right? That's how I feel when it comes to the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands in the original tarot is usually a guy that's on the hill. And I think he has the world in his hand, and it's 2 wands, and he's facing the sea, and the ships are coming in. But the Two of Wands talks about planning as well. So you're waiting on something to come in. So if I'm talking about the creative ventures, I think that he has planned well with them. He has done the work, and maybe he's just waiting on it to pick up, right? The Three of Swords is his past position. This is what heartbreak, distance, separation. So maybe it was something that went on with his creative ventures in the past that didn't work the way he wanted it to. But currently, it's the Six of Wands. So something will be going his way. He will be getting some traction, and he will be getting looked at, and people, and if they're not doing it now, people are going to admire his creative projects that he comes out with. And the Five of Cups is in the reverse. So this is something good, right? So So pretty soon, sooner or later, it's going to pick up more. And more people are going to be tuned into his creative ventures outside of just his channel, right? So he has these good ideas. They're going to work out for him. He has some good returns coming in from his creative ventures. And I'm proud of him for that, right? Because he's been really working, okay? And he's been trying to do different stuff, and things are going to work out. So that's what it is for Official King Pain, right? So I hope you guys like that one. And then we're going to move into the Sector Inspector, aka Aaron. Okay, so I just recently came across Aaron. Hold on, y'all. I gotta eat. So I just recently came across Aaron, right? I like Aaron. And his whole thing is that he inspects different sectors. Okay? So he scratch, sniff, and move on, right? So so the Sector Inspector, Aaron, he is trying to get his Twitch off the ground. He has 2 channels, and the second one just got monetized. He's going to monetize. So I think he just got monetized, or he's seeking to be monetized for his new channel, which is a good thing. Also, he's trying to get his Twitch off the ground, and he's also thinking about going into the beef sector to inspect the beef sector. And he's like, yes, I'm going to do it. And I'm like, yes, baby, yes, you should do it. And I'm like, yeah, why not? Because it's the Sector Inspector. You got to go to different sectors to inspect it and see what it is. But, he's been really talking about Twitch, right? So I want to see if his Twitch venture is going to get off the ground. Is he going to be successful on Twitch? Because he just got 2. He has what? I just said that it's either going to get monetized. He's trying to get it monetized, or it's already monetized. His second channel. Then that's going to be 2 forms of income. Then the Twitch gets off the ground. That's 3 forms of income. And then it's going to be more visibility when he goes into the beef sector, right? And that's more collaborations, even though it's going to be more drama. But hey, let's see if his Twitch is going to get off the ground. Let's see. Will the Sector Inspector, a.k.a. Aaron's Twitch, be successful? Okay. He's worried about it. This 9 of Swords wanted to jump out. He's worried about it, but what is taking the risk without a little bit of fear, I mean, it's just like if you were on a roller coaster and you're at the top and you're about to fall down to the bottom, you're going to have a little bit of fear. But why not? 1, 2, 3. Okay, you got the Princess of Swords, the Chariots in the reverse, but then you have the Queen of Pentacles upright. Now, here's the thing. And you have the High Priestess upright in the back. Now, here's the thing. Because I don't care about sexuality, but I do have to say this, though. The Sector Inspector is a feminine gay guy. I think he's feminine, right? Because he gives all femininity. But it's cool because, you know what? Black women can curse you the hell out. And that's good. That's good if you're going to be in the beef sector. Okay. So he taps into that energy because you got the Princess of Swords right here. And then you have the Queen of Swords, or the Queen of Pentacles up here. Right. So it's a feminine energy. Right. But it's a good one because it's that get money bitch feminine energy. Okay. That's a good one. Okay. And they got a smart mouth. So I feel like the answer is going to do well for him, right? If he keeps trying. Right now, the Chariot is in the reverse. It can be a bump in the road. It can be not being able to move forward or feeling like you're stagnant a little bit. But the fact that he has the Queen of Pentacles upright, that means there's still a chance that he can monetize with this as well. The Queen of Pentacles is a get money bitch. Okay? So it's a chance. So you just have to keep maneuvering and keep working it out and keep trying, right? And don't let it overwhelm you, because if you're on multiple platforms, you're doing multiple things, it can be a little bit exhausting and overwhelming, and you may feel like you can't handle everything, but you can. Okay, and it will pay off. That's a good, solid form of income. I think he's creating multiple incomes to have a solid stream coming in, to be more stable, and to really like get his name out there. And that's good for him, because it's going to happen. And it's going to happen because guess what? He's good at gossiping. Okay? He's good at giving the tea. Okay? He's good at that. So for his brand, for what he's doing right now, it's a good thing. And he knows it is. He's tapped in, right? And he knows how to actually create friendships and alliances and stuff. And it's going to be some celebratory thing. Now, this is 3 forms of income. This is Twitch and 2 of his other channels. So, all 3 happy, mingling. So, eventually, it's going to pay off the way he wants it to. Okay? And I think he knows what he's doing. And he's being strategic. And I like that for him. Okay? So, that was Aaron, aka the Sector Inspector. So let's talk about AT2 and Sherrill's world and Perry. Okay, Perry is married to Sherrill, and we already know, and I gotta include Donat. So we already know that AT2 and Cheryl's world had fell out, and at one point they was cool. I did a reading on it, and the third. Then they end up collaborating with Do Not, right? And then basically they got into it with AT2, saying that AT2 said something about her mom who has cancer, and so she threatened to sue AT2, and I did a reading on that, and apparently it's not going to happen, and it would be a worthless lawsuit anyway. You're not going to get anything out of it. Right? So you're not going to get anything out of it, and the judge is going to be like, really? It's petty. So it makes no sense. And we need proof. And how did it really affect y'all and y'all income? Whatever. So that happened, and they had their subscribers and stuff thinking that AT2 said all these bad things and this, that, and the third. Until Donat comes out after he falls out with Perry and Cheryl. And the whole time I told you guys that ain't going to last either. I told y'all that. Mm-hmm. But he falls out with them, so he decides to blast them and let the world know that, look, they knew that you ain't say nothing about their mama, right? They just used that to come at you with the bullshit. Because, yeah, basically. So he admits to that. And it started this whole thing all over again. Because mind you, you guys know about the black tea sector is that they will manufacture some beef. They're always in the background talking and planning and plotting. They be on their Discords, which is another social outlet where people, come together and chat in the Discord. You can watch movies, this, that, and the third. So they be in the Discourse on coffee. It's like it's a lot of drama that they stir up in the background and they bring to the front, right? So, and a lot of it is planned and manufactured, like trying to go after people and stuff. So my whole thing is, it's the whole truth revealed. What's the whole truth revealed about Cheryl and Perry attacking AT2? They do not tell the whole truth. Let's see, being honest and truthful about everything that went on. 1, 2, 3. Oh. You got the Ace of the Pentacles in the back, okay, and the Emperor up front. I think he was being honest, okay? It was all about money, okay? The Emperor is usually an authoritative figure, someone of stature, someone of some type of power. It can be a father figure in a way, whatever the case may be, right? But it's upright, so it's just, right? But then you have the King of Wands in reverse. This is someone who practices an egoism, self-absorption, narcissist, very hot-tempered, quick to go off, right? These things like that. And then you have the World card, which is a transformation. I think one of these, okay. I wonder if Donat had an issue with Perry, or did Perry have it, issue with Donat. But the older couple pissed Donat off, as y'all know. But because Donat is hot-tempered, he spread it out to the world, and it was really about money. It didn't get what he didn't get what he wanted to get out of being connected to Cheryl and Perry, but we know this, right? So, is it the whole truth? Yes, but in a spiteful way. Okay, a very messy, spiteful way. So Cheryl and Perry is messy. That's all I get from that. And last but not least, we got to talk about Maggie the Black Owl, okay? We got to talk about her. Hold on one sec. We got to talk about Maggie, okay? So Maggie, just some history, because I'm about to tear this shit up. I'm about to tear my bowl of food up. I got to tell y'all. I got to tell y'all that I made this steak just right. So we're going to talk about Maggie real quick. Who Maggie is. Okay, Maggie used to have a previous channel that was based on the Avengers, which is cool for Marvel, and stuff like that. She got like 85K, right? And then she ended up going to the Sean Atwood sector of YouTube. She was cool with Sean Atwood. She met people over there. She meets Jaguar Wright over there. And Jaguar Wright pulls her into her sector. Now, as a content creator who don't know nobody, just say you're new in school, right? You go to a different school. That's what that is. You went to a different school. But you got a friend that's at that school. So y'all best buddies when you get there, right? Now, she's at this different school, aka, the sector. And she begins to beef with whoever Jaguar Wright is beefing with. And basically, she'll give her the panel to talk mess about her ops, her enemies. And she would just agree because, for one, she don't really know these people, so she has no attachment to these people. For two, she wants to impress Jaguar because guess what? I can get numbers, I can get subscribers, and things like that. It's not really about saving no kids and saving sex trafficking and exposing shit because really, no, nobody's saving nobody. Okay? Because if they were saving people, they wouldn't be on here. They'd be out there saving them. Whatever. So, anywho, she ends up inheriting Jaguar Wright's beef with different people. She ended up inheriting a beef with Danny Robertson, right? So that was never her beef, just period. So when she fell out with Jaguar, because, you're bound to fall out with Jaguar, she decides to go on this tour de France of apologizing to everybody that she insulted or, defamed in some type of way, And the thing is, some people forgave her, other people did not. You can't hit nobody and then tell them, oh, matter of fact, let me get it right. Ooh, back to the example. You go to a new school. Your best friend is at that school. You guys is hanging out, and you're talking about people with her that she don't like that's in the class. And you decide to go over there and fight one of her battles with this other girl named Danny across the classroom, and you decide to hit Danny in the face for your friend at this new school, right? You don't know nobody. So you fall out with your friend, right? You fall out with your friend, and now you want to apologize to all those people that your friend didn't like and you affected. Like you decide to harass them, right? Some of them accept your apology, but the one that you hit in the face don't want to accept your apology because you put your hands on me. And you don't even know me. And you did it for another bitch. Okay? So they don't want to accept your apology. So instead of Maggie being like, fuck it, I'm not apologizing. I'm not going to keep apologizing this, that, and the third. And if she don't want to be my friend, oh well. Right? All the way down to we ain't even got to be cordial. I'm just not going to speak on you. You're not going to speak on me. But what Maggie would do is, in every video, when it comes to Danny, she would try to big up Danny, right? Simultaneously, when Danny speaks on Maggie, she's calling her maggots, right? And talking shit, but also being like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But Danny never seen it for Maggie, okay? But Maggie insisted on trying to keep talking about her, right? And bringing her up, knowing that this girl don't like you. And initially, when she fell out with Jag, every single video damn near was about Jag, right? Anything, right? So then, I guess she get into it with Danny, and she starts falling out with friends, with YouTube friends, right? With YouTube associates. I'll say associates, not friends. With YouTube associates or whatever. So I'm just fast forwarding and eating. So basically, Danny ends up striking her channels, right? She's online crying. She gets mad at others because they said something about it and they like Danny. So she decides to strike other people's channels, right? And pretty much Danny ended up striking all three of her channels, taking all three of them down. So now Danny is the villain, right? She's the robot. They was calling her the robot, right? She's the robot. She's a villain. She's a cyber bullier, And then she also added some razzle-dazzle in there and said, oh, now she's stalking my home. She has a camera outside my home. Somebody has burglarized my home. It was Danny. She even said she wanted to commit suicide and things like that because Danny struck her channel. Right? Now, YouTube, if your channel, I understand people work really hard or whatever, right? But if you work really hard for your channel, you're not just going to leave it open to be struck and taken down. You're going to be more strategic about what you do, right? Especially in that sector over there. That sector, they will do it, right? There's no such thing of what they wouldn't do in that sector, okay? So, yeah, so you would think it's over, right? I'm fast forwarding it because I'm keeping it on this situation. Instead of doing that, she goes to Twitter and everything else, and she's talking about Danny. She won't stop talking about Danny. It started being compulsive, right? And then every single time she'll try to get back on YouTube, it's Danny, right? And then her subscribers is going around trying to swing for her and say that Danny's the problem. Now you notice the subscribers are going to all the content creators who do not like Danny, right? And they're trying to get along with them so they can talk shit about Danny, but simultaneously make the content creator feel sorry for Maggie. But, certain content creators, the bigger ones in the sector, ain't going for it. They kind of see what she doing and they don't really fuck with it, right? Now, mind you, for me, I'm gonna give you this though. Was I on Danny's panel before? Yeah, not Danny. Was I on Maggie's panel a couple of times before? Yes, I was. Hey, but I stopped after a while because the feeling got the feeling off. Like you kind of want me to say what you want me to say, and I'm not going to always agree with what a content creator does, even if I like them, right? So I'm not that type person, and I think that's what she wanted after a while. I don't know. Maybe that was it. Maybe that wasn't. Maybe I'm just tripping, but I kind of felt like she kind of wanted that, right? So when she did that, when she started having an all-out war with Danny, I'm like, she was crying, saying that she was the victim, she was being bullied. But my whole thing is, how are you a victim when you started it with her? You did. You didn't know who Danny even was until Jaguar Bray told you. You didn't have any clue. She ain't had no clue who you was, and you ain't had no clue who she was. Jaguar told you who Danny was, and Jaguar told you a whole bunch of fuck shit too. Could be true, could be whatever, but it all equals up to fuck shit because she don't like her, right? So, what she do? Just like that girl in the new school with her friend. For her friend, she go over and attack Danny. Now, Danny, even though you want to apologize and you want to let bygones be bygones, Danny not going to forget that you punched her in the face in school, So, any given time, you got action. You got to be prepared. And you can't be sitting here crying and saying that she's bullying and harassing you when you went over to her with the smoke. Right? That's just the honest to God truth. You did. You started it. No matter how you look at it, you started it with that girl. Right? No matter if Danny's a good guy or a bad guy, you started it. Hey, I can't be mad at Thanos because somebody walked up on Thanos and decided to fight him. So he decided to be whatever he was going to be to them. You can't get mad at Thanos if they started it. But look, anywho, let's start with here. Let's see what's the problem with her and Danny. What's her issue with Danny? Because she hates Danny, right? So what's her real issue with Danny? What's going on? And it's almost like she's grifting off of Danny, right? Because I had to relook at her. And I didn't like what she did to Lady Letitia either. Just because, and mind you, y'all say that y'all don't have any friends on YouTube, right? So your YouTube associate chooses to side with someone else that you don't like for any which reason. You think that the response to that is to strike their channel and try to get their channel taken away. That's petty. That doesn't even make sense. That's not grown. That's childish. If someone likes someone else or agrees with someone else more than they agree with you, don't mean that their whole channel got to be taken. False striking. That's messed up. So let me see. Because she hates Danny. Why? What's the energy of why she hates Danny? What's her energy towards Danny? 1, 2, 3. She's mad because Danny did not pay her no mind. Here it goes. They're mad because you didn't pay no mind to them. So really, when she was trying to shout out Danny and stuff like that, she wanted Danny to go on her platform. She wanted Danny to come over there, right? She wanted Danny to embrace her And she's mad because that's the big reason. Danny did not embrace this girl, right? Copycat, trying to be just like you in everything you do. Okay? Now, she wants to, okay. She does. That's so shady. Okay. Maggie, just like Maggie comes into the sector, she's looking at the top people in this sector, right? For instance, you have trees, right? Trees is witty. Trees is resilient. Trees has that bravado, right? And she's entertaining, and she has respect in a lot of the circles in the sector because she's been here for a minute and things like that. People know her, right? So it's the whole popularity and the bravado and the who she is as a person. She's a chameleon, Maggie. She changes when she's in a certain environment. She wants that energy that Trees has. She wants that energy that Danny Robinson, aka the robot, has, right? She also wants the energy that anybody, right? She wants to have that same energy. She wants to have that same cult following. She wants to have that same attention. And she's trying to look at them and she see the blue. She's trying to get the blueprints. Okay. She wants that Danny flair, right? What's the other issue? Pyrite helps shield you from the harmful effects that technology can have on the mind and body. Okay? I think that Maggie needs to take a break from YouTube, right? She's internet out, right? It's really affecting her emotionally, physically, mentally, right? When you live your life more on the internet than you do in real life, you never really reach your personal goals, like your real life goals. You're not out here really like touching grass. Go outside without shoes and touch grass. Hug a tree. Find a man. Things like that. And then, to be honest, what she's doing is she's morphing into one of those negative people on the internet. She really is morphing into one of those type of trolls, cyber stalkers, cyber harassers, grifter type of thing. What else? The person hating on you has narcissistic behavior. How many times y'all heard that Maggie is narcissistic? That's how she feels. I mean, that's her energy towards. She has narcissistic behaviors. So she suffered a narcissistic injury because Miss Thing didn't want to talk to her. She's still watching Danny. She's laser focused on Danny. This is obsessive. She needs to have a break from YouTube. And the last, dark entities are using these people to work against you. And that's another thing. She like to drink and smoke and shit online, and I'm cool with that. But you do know that when you get drunk and shit, it's a gateway for negative entities. So what she has done is inadvertently allow a negative, narcissistic, jealous spirit into her. And she's navigating it on the internet. And the last thing with her and Danny, causing you to act out of character, irrational emotions, mood swings. Danny is not in your real life. Okay? Danny can't touch you. The only way Danny can affect you is on the internet, right? Yeah, she can call and do police reports and things like that. But in your real life, Danny is not real. You're making her real. You're making her a part of your real life. That's the problem. You're making her seem as if she's right next door and she's tangible and you're tangible to her. You're making it more than what it has to be. Okay? And the last one, they are recruiting haters. That's why she is technically having her subscribers attack certain people, feel a certain way, go to certain people's channels to say certain things, taking screenshots of certain things and giving it to her. Yeah. She's recruiting people. Mass cyber harassment, cyberbullying, cyber stalking. Now, here's the thing, though. I do want people to know that a lot of stuff on the Black Sea sector, the people that's beefing in the Black Sea sector, they've been beefing for a while, right? So the best thing to do with people who've been beefing for years, going back and forth, they cool, they fall out, whatever the case may be, is don't get too invested in it. You can sit and be entertained, but don't get too invested in it. But I don't know. The reason why I wanted to do that reading with Maggie is because I'm seeing something within her that's getting ugly. Okay? And that could be mental illness. That could be the need to be something that she's not. That could be fear of actually living her true life. I seen something when she was like, oh, her friends had gotten married and she was not married and things like that. So I think on the low, she harbors some type of resentment towards her friends because her friends had reached another phase in their lives and they probably can't relate to her no more. Right? So she's here. I think that she needs to sit, reevaluate, and then come back. Right? So, but I think she's overly blaming Danny for things she herself caused. Danny would never be would never be doing stuff to you if you never came at her first. And in fact, the sad part is she was reaching out to Danny to expose certain people. Like, she reached out to Danny because she wanted to know the tea about trees, right? But then turn around, and this is sad because this is how you know when people are, okay, I may not like the bitch down the street, but I knew the bitch down the street for like 20 years. So I know this bitch that I don't like, right? So, but to be mature, I'm not going to sit there and not give her things when it's due, right? Or probably give her a little bit of tea, right? The bitch that moved across the street that's doing all this funny shit, I definitely don't like you if you coming at me, right? This bitch, I already know this bitch. You bitch, you doing something shit different. You trying to shake the table and you just get to the table. So if I find out that you trying to be up in the bitch down the street face, and I know you was just in my face asking me to give the tea about the bitch down the street, I'm going to tell the bitch down the street. So that's what Danny said. Danny let us know that Maggie, while you trying to say you like trees, you was also sitting there trying to get tea on trees because you want to dox people, right? But if you know trees is an open book. What you doxing? Right? But you want tea on her. But see, that's how you know you just getting here, because if you would have been watching trees long enough, you wouldn't need to ask nobody about tea on trees, right? So then she also wanted to dox the older lady that's in the Angie Stone sector, who was cool with that predator that raped his daughter, but she didn't know everything, right? I'll just say that. She didn't know everything. But she was going to dox her because she didn't like the fact that she was having that man on her show, right? So she went to Danny to dox her, and Danny told her no, right? So then Now, here's the hypocrisy in it. How you want to dox this older woman because she had this predator on her show, but then you allow the same predator on your show? So do you need to be doxxed? The fuck? Like, I don't know, y'all, but that's what I got. Right? So this was just a little dry run. And I just wanted to tell y'all about the little stuff in the tea sector about what's going on while simultaneously eating my little food and chilling. Right? So I'm like, well, I be all up in the tea sector, getting tea, talking shit, this, that, and the third. And I can actually like use this a little bit. I'll make that a little segment. You know what I'm saying? So I'll make a little segment once a week. I can't do it every goddamn day because I ain't got time for that. Right? I gotta work and I got other little creative ventures on my channel that I want to do. So I'll be doing that. And I think it's time for another giveaway too. So I'm going to be planning to do another giveaway. The last time I did one was years ago. And it worked out pretty well. So this time I'm going to do a giveaway. And this time I'm in a better financial situation too. So this won't be a tarot deck. Maybe I'll do something bigger, right? So maybe I'll do like a little Amazon thing, right? I don't know. But look, I love y'all for real. And I'm about to finish. I've been talking so long, this shit probably cold. But I'm about to heat this up again and eat it. And then I'm going to be going to the store for my day off because I want to get some stuff to change around my house. I want to get a new outside rug and stuff for my porch. And what else do I want to do? I want to start like shifting some stuff. I want to start throwing a lot of stuff away too. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. The kids aren't here. My husband, he's asleep. He just came from work. This is a great time to do whatever the fuck I want to do. So I love y'all for real, y'all. Peace. I need to cut this off. See y'all later.